Are too many choices ruining your happiness? In this video, we're diving into the fascinating arguments of the paradox of choice by Barry Schwartz. Is this book the key to unlocking a simpler, more content life, or does it fall short of expectations? Stick around to find out our take. Welcome to Buy the Book. I've read thousands of books, so you don't have to waste time on the duds. This channel is all about honest reviews and scoring methods that cut through flashy titles to help you find books that truly deliver value. We're a small but passionate community, with 6 subscribers, so if you've ever been stuck with a book that sounded amazing but turned out to be a total letdown, hit like and subscribe. Let's make sure your next read is worth your time. What if having too many options is actually making us miserable? This book explores the surprising downside of living in a world overflowing with choices. From picking the right jeans to deciding on major life plans, the overwhelming number of options can lead to anxiety, self-doubt, and even regret. The book introduces 2 personality types: maximizers, who obsess over making the perfect choice, and satisficers, who settle for good enough and are generally happier as a result. It also explains how our expectations grow alongside the abundance of choices, making it harder to feel satisfied. With relatable examples such as salary comparisons and the endless options in consumer culture, the book shines a light on how modern society's fixation on freedom and abundance can leave us stressed and unfulfilled. The author offers actionable strategies to simplify decision-making and embrace constraints for a happier, less complicated life. The cover of The Paradox of Choice scores a 6, and here's why. It's functional but not particularly captivating. The yellow background does catch the eye, and the golden egg in the carton of white eggs is a clever visual metaphor for the book's theme of standing out amidst overwhelming options. However, the overall design feels a bit dated, lacking the modern sleekness or creativity that might make it truly memorable. It's not the kind of cover that would stop someone mid-browse or spark conversations when placed on a coffee table. A solid effort, but it doesn't quite shine. Barry Schwartz, a psychologist and professor, is widely recognized for his work on decision-making and its impact on human happiness. His research, including the paradox of choice, highlights how excessive options can lead to stress and dissatisfaction, making his contributions to psychology and behavioral economics significant. While his ideas are thought-provoking and relatable, some critiques suggest his arguments occasionally rely more on anecdotal observations than rigorous scientific evidence. Based on his body of work and the depth of insights presented in this book, we're giving him an author score of 8. Schwartz delivers valuable lessons, but not without room for refinement. The length of The Paradox of Choice earns a length score of 8, and here's why. At 240 pages, the book strikes a reasonable balance between being thorough and accessible. Barry Schwartz takes the time to provide real-world examples and thoughtful explanations without feeling overly rushed or superficial. However, some readers might feel that the core argument, how too many choices negatively affect our happiness, could have been conveyed more succinctly. Certain sections feel slightly repetitive, and trimming down a few chapters might have kept the pacing tighter. Overall, the length works, but it could have benefited from a little more focus. With an addictiveness score of 7, The Paradox of Choice keeps readers engaged without being impossible to put down. Barry Schwartz presents his ideas with relatable examples, like agonizing over buying a pair of jeans or navigating endless coffee options, which makes the book feel approachable and relevant. However, while the content is thought-provoking, it's not exactly the type of read that makes you want to immediately start it over once finished. Some parts can feel repetitive, slightly slowing down the momentum. Still, for those interested in psychology and self-improvement, it's compelling enough to stick with until the end. Another important factor to consider is practicality, which we've rated as 7. The book provides real-world applications and advice, like encouraging readers to embrace constraints and satisfice rather than maximize, making it undeniably useful. However, much of this advice may already feel obvious to modern readers who are familiar with discussions around decision-making and self-improvement. For instance, the suggestion to limit choices to reduce anxiety is insightful but not exactly groundbreaking. While it adds value for those new to the topic, its impact may be limited for more seasoned readers. Still, it's a solid effort that earns its spot in this review. Blink and you might miss it. The all-new Kindle. Lighter than a paperback, brighter than ever. Thousands of books, one incredibly light device. Your library, lighter than ever. Click on the link in the description below and get one. Arriving at the final score for The Paradox of Choice took careful thought and effort, relying on a straightforward yet fair method, averaging key aspects of the book. This score reflects the book's strengths and areas for improvement, based on its cover, author expertise, length, addictiveness, and practicality. The book's strongest point lies in its relatable exploration of modern decision-making struggles and practical strategies for reducing choice anxiety. However, the repetition and somewhat dated examples occasionally hold it back. While the author delivers valuable insights, some arguments feel speculative, making the book less impactful for readers expecting rigorous evidence. Compared to its Goodreads score of 7.9 out of 10, our final score, 7.2 out of 10, is slightly lower, reflecting a balance between the book's usefulness and its shortcomings. Now it's your turn. What would you score this book? Drop your ratings in the comments and let's discuss. If you're curious to see if The Paradox of Choice could help simplify your decision-making, or if you disagree with our score, grab your copy using the link in the description and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more reviews. Until next time.